Well, it's great to be here. I love coming and talking to you about the state of the city. The state of the city is outstanding. And I got to tell you, I love being the mayor of Friendswood. Thank you. Well, I'm sorry. Things are going great. In fact, Glenda gave me this slide. Thank you, Glenda and Katie, for all that you did to put this together for me. I think this is great. I think this is perfect. What is Friendswood? A forward-looking community with a proud past, strong traditions, and space to grow dreams. I would have said space to dream big, but space to grow dreams, that's pretty good. I love it. I love it. So, well, I love serving with these individuals. I'm going to step off the stage because I can't really, I'm going to have to turn my back on you because I can't see what's on the slides. But great council members, Brent Ehrenwort, who's been serving for 5 years. Is Brent here? I didn't see Brent yet. Joe Matranga, all of 1 year on city council, so the freshest city council member so far. Robert Griffon, 6 years on city council. Thank you, Robert. I've been on for 8 years. Trish has been on for 6 years. Sally, 7 years. Steve Rocky, 12 years. Where are you, Steve? Stand up, Steve Rocky. There he is. Yes, 12 years. So, Steve Rocky is going to step off here in May because we have a 12-year limit in our charter, term limit. So he will step down. And on May 4th, we'll have an election, even though 3 of us who are up for election, myself, Trish, not Steve because his seat had to be filled by somebody else, John Ellisor, as you all know, Judge John Ellisor, former Galveston District Court judge, retired. He stepped up to fill that slot. None of us had opponents, so we declared ourselves elected. Yes, thank you. I think it says something about the state of the city when, people aren't out there with pitchforks and torches and coming after us. So it's good that nobody wanted to run against us. Everybody's somehow content with how things are going. We're happy about that. We do have an election, though. We canceled that part of the election, right, Letty? We don't. They won't see our names on the ballot. All they will see is the 3/8 of a cent. Oh, you'll see our names, but there'll already be a check mark or something. I don't know, but we do have one item that we have to put on the ballot in May. That's our 3/8 of a cent sales tax that goes towards street repair, street maintenance and repair. Now, we voted on this. We, the voters, voted on this in 2016. State law says we have to reapprove it every 4 years, so we reapproved it in 2020, and it's up for on the ballot again in 2024. That 3/8 of a cent of sales tax, so it doesn't come out of your property taxes. It just comes off the sales tax when people from, mostly a lot of people from out of town come into Friendswood to shop. Their sales tax goes to help fix our streets and roads. Don't you think that's a good idea? So, yeah. So, hopefully, I'm looking at the city attorney right now. Hopefully that gets reapproved. She's shaking her head. I don't work for the city, though, so I'm not campaigning for this. I'm just saying, personally, it goes easier on our budget if we have 3/8 of a cent of sales tax to fix our streets with. So, I'll come to your office later, Karen. I've been chewed out before. So we do, like I said, we do have a new member coming on city council, Judge Ellisor. I found this picture in our archives of him. Great picture of him. Bad picture of me because, John, look where your hand is. Aubrey, did you take this picture? Yeah, I think you did. Next time, just, No, we're really excited to have John Ellisor joining us on City Council. Here's a guy who has been making decisions in court cases all by himself for 20 years, right, Judge? And now he's got 6 of us to help him. So I think it's going to work out great. This city would not be the city that it is without all of our volunteers. We have so many volunteers that step up to serve on these commissions, corporations, boards, committees. In fact, if you are a volunteer for the city, including council members, please, would you stand up right now? If you're serving right now on a volunteer committee or a corporation or something, please stand up. Yes, thank you. I saw you stand up, Alan, and I was thinking, Alan Rasmussen, and then I remembered, oh yeah, investment committee. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, the bottom. But here's a couple of pictures. You know, I'm not going to try to name all these people because I would stumble, but we have folks from our 4th of July steering committee. Barbara Blanchard is right here. I'm not going to go into, here's our seniors. Where are the seniors? The seniors probably have their own table. There we go, the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. And, of course, Keep Friendswood Beautiful right down there. So fantastic volunteers. We appreciate you so much. Like I said, we would not be doing as well, the city of Friendswood, without all the volunteer service that we get. So we appreciate you all. Back to that 3/8 of a cent. Here are some of the roads that we repaired over the past year, and we hope that we'll be able to continue fixing your streets and roads. Think about it. Asphalt repairs. This is Cowards Creek Drive over there off of Sunset. I think this is Pennystone Way. It's a concrete repair over off of Blackhawk, and that is Riverside Court, which is off of Winding Road on that concrete repair side. So with that 3/8 of a cent, did I say that generates about $2.2 million a year? Yeah, it's big bucks. You know, when you pay that little sales tax on stuff, the 3/8 of a cent that we get for this adds up. So enough said. I'll try not to hammer that anymore, Karen. We approved some bond projects that are still in work. In 2019, voters approved about $52 million in bonds so that we could do some major improvements, capital improvements. We did, a lot of that money went to flooding and drainage projects, and so a lot of those projects have been completed or are in work right now. Other things like Fire Station number 2 is substantially complete out there on 528 towards Alvin. This fire station is just about ready for us to cut the ribbon on, I think. Murad is nodding, yes. So we'll be back in that fire station. And if you all ever drove past Fire Station 2 about 5 years ago, that was the oldest building still existing in Friendswood. That thing was about to blow down, I think. So thankfully, voters approved this, and we had the money to rebuild Fire Station number 2. It's got a burn yard in the back, so for practicing, firefighters practicing, putting out fires, they go back there and work on that. Our Public Works building, which is, you probably know, it's been over there for a while now. This is in the old Food Line building on Blackhawk. But with the bond money and some other help from Harris County, we actually now have remodeled the interior of this building. Our Public Works is in there, engineering department's in there, and parks, facilities people are in there. It also houses an emergency shelter. So this is on the Harris County side of Friendswood. Has an emergency shelter, thanks to Harris County for chipping in on that remodel and that development of that part of the building. But we have an emergency shelter of last resort over there in our Public Works building, which is very nice. The only thing left to do on this, I think, is the emergency generator that we're going to install this summer. So it's occupied. It looks really nice inside. It's good. We've done a lot of drainage projects in the past few years. I want to thank especially Galveston County Consolidated Drainage District. Kevin Hollins over here, Jim Gibson's over here, Gary Harris, a former member, Lonnie Moffitt's over here. Thank you all, because without your help, you know, we would still be in dire straits when it comes to heavy rains and flooding. So we're so proud to have you guys as partners in a lot of projects. I have one in particular here. Yes, thank you. They are doing great. The Friendswood Regional Stormwater Detention Basin up there behind Don Johnson's house at Dixie Farm, right where Clear Creek rushes underneath Dixie Farm Road into Friendswood. There's a project just kicking off, and thankfully we've had some partners to help us with this because the net cost of this project is $38 million. But look up here, 1,000 to 1,800 acre feet of detention. Just imagine 1,000 acres of land with a foot of water on it. That's 1,000 acre feet right there. I mean, this is not 1,000 acres, so it's deeper than 1 foot, but it's a lot of water. It's a lot of water that could be in our houses if we weren't doing this project. So thanks to Harris County Flood Control District, we have a portion of that. Galveston County, as aforementioned, Galveston County Consolidated Drainage District is a major player in that project. And the state of Texas is also helping out. So thank you to all. I should mention Dr. Greg Bonin also, because in all of these projects, he was helpful in getting the state funds to come and get kicked in. So I think $10 million came from the state. So thank you. This is the Forest Bend Offline Detention Basin over there in the Forest Bend neighborhood. It's this is 528 here, heading towards the creek here, and that is some offline detention over there. That was done with CDBG, disaster recovery dollars, Community Development Block Grant, disaster recovery. How about that? So that's federal money that came because of Hurricane Harvey, and this is good because my house is right over here on the other side, right on the other side of the creek. So, you know, if the water has someplace to go other than towards my house, if it goes into these detention ponds, that'll be a good day. Anyway, it's great. A lot of walking trails they installed over there. This is fire station number 3 over here if you want geographic reference there. And so anyway, that's a great project, federal dollars. Frenchman's Creek, this is 2 pictures sort of mashed together, but right there's a break. This is the same piece of property here. This is where 5 multi-unit housing buildings were. They flooded all the time. So after Harvey, we in Galveston County went together and purchased those buildings and tore them down. And so that is another detention project in work. Good stuff. That's over there in your neighborhood, Rebecca, Poly Ranch. You know where that is, behind Dave Brown Park. Other city projects. As you might know, we installed all electronic water meters throughout the city. Do we have any left? Or maybe a few? We're done. Done. We got all electronic meters. I have a little thing on my phone. I can just get to the website really quickly and check to see how much water I've been using. It helps all the residents monitor their water usage. It will tell you, it'll give you an alert if you set it up to tell you that you have a leak. And it has told me that I've had a leak a couple times, so it saved me from wasting water. So those are great system. This is Black Hawk Boulevard. We're in the final throes of the last 2 phases, Phase 2B and Phase 2C, that will finally finish the repaving of Black Hawk. I think this is up between Geneva Drive and Pennystone Way, up on the north end of Black Hawk. That's Phase 2B. They're replacing not only the pavement, but they're replacing water lines, sewer lines, everything. So it's drainage, it's great. Great project. Thank you to Adrian Garcia, our county commissioner on the Harris County side. And Jose, are you still here? Jose Medrano from Adrian's office is here. Thank you, sir. Tell him that we said thank you. All this work wouldn't be getting done right now if it weren't for the help from Harris County. They put some money into the pot, and I think we're splitting the cost. We're sharing the cost with them on this. And then Phase 2C is the finish of Black Hawk, and that will be from Pennystone Way to 2351, and then on the 528 end, on the south end, it'll be from Thursa Lane to 528 to finish all of that. And when we're done, Blackhawk Boulevard will be completely redone. Since about 2015 when we started on it, I think. It will be a completely new street, sewers, everything. It's great work, great project. Public safety, there's a lot going on in public safety in our town, city. First off, we had the retirement of our former police chief, Bob Wieners. I thought I knew where you were sitting, but then I couldn't see you because sit up, Marine, come on. So we have a new chief of police, Josh Rogers, Bob Wieners, trained man, and I think this is good cop, bad cop right here. But we're so glad to have Josh on the job, and nothing but rave reviews. You know, anybody that's come in contact with you, Chief, new Chief now, I'm talking to you, Josh, is just ecstatic about what you've been doing. And so thank you for carrying on what Bob Wieners was doing, and we have many years to come with you at the helm. I'm glad of that. We have the lowest crime rate anywhere in probably Texas. I would like to see a city match us. I'd like to see a city with almost 43,000 people match up to us at this crime rate that says 6.45 crimes per 1,000 residents in a year. That's pretty good. So we're maintaining that as our population, you can see, is rising. We are maintaining that impressive crime rate. So thank you. Our police department, can we get another round of applause for those guys? Yes. And in the last year, we hired 2 new police officers, and we currently have 5 openings. So if you know anybody, if you're thinking about it, we would love to have you join the ranks of Friendswood's finest. Daryl Wisniewski, maybe. Come on. No, we're looking for some good people. It's a great team to be a part of, obviously, and we're always looking for the right people. Staff accolades. You know, before I even go into staff accolades, I want Murad Kabiri to stand up, our city manager, because, you know, this guy is the best city manager in Texas. Stephen, you stand up too. Stephen Ray, our assistant city manager. Yeah. So staff is doing great, a lot of good things, a lot of accolades, but Father Jim, I didn't even see you until just now. Good to see you. Without these 2 gentlemen at the helm, you know, I'm not sure where we'd be. These guys are terrific, fantastic leaders in the city manager's office. We're so lucky to have them. Friendswood Library. Christina, what all did you win back there? A lot of stuff. You got a new swimming pool, I heard. Anyway, this is Kim, Richard, Veronica, Karen, Christina, Lisa, Kat, Keith, Merritt, and Nicole. So last year they said, hey, you didn't say any of our names. I want part of the swimming pool. Emergency Services Office has been booming this year. We have a whole new department, really. Now with Brian Mansfield as the Director of Emergency Services. Brian Holmes is now the Chief of Fire Protection, and Lisa Camp is now on board as an employee. She's been a volunteer for something like 45 years, but now she is an employee as our Chief of emergency medical services. So great to have all of them, on board. And I laughed at this picture of you, Brian Mansfield. Big grin on his face because he's got more stars than Josh Rogers on his. I'm glad you have a smile on your face, Josh. I don't know what that's all about. I'm not in that service, but great things going on. And oh, by the way, before I forget, our EMS team, they won for the 7th year in a row the American Heart Association Gold Plus Cardiac Care Award. So this is a great place to have a heart attack, really. Not planning to have one, Roger, but just in case. Accounting department. Are any of them here? I see Jennifer back there. Okay. All right. Jennifer, Katina, Rhonda, Jeff, Andrea, Rolanda, Hermelinda, and Stephen. For the 35th straight year, they have won from the Government Finance Officers Association a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And, oh, by the way, they also got a Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for I don't know how many years in a row, but 23 years, Murad is whispering in my ear. So thank you all for what you do. I know they're in the thick right now of developing a budget for 2025. So they're probably ready to head back to the office, and Katina's going to crack the whip. She's nodding her head, yeah. Keep Friendswood Beautiful, a volunteer committee, they won an award. I don't know if I should try this because I might flub this, but I'll take a chance here. Susan, Justin, Betty, Vanette, Paula, Patty, Todd, Kelly, VJ, Kay, Diana, Natasha, and Kim Ramirez over there. And Kim Ramirez just retired, so she's no longer part of the Parks Department, but we just named a new ferry at our ferry trail in Stevenson Park after her. So if you want to go over and check out the newest ferry in the ferry trail, there's a ferry Kimmy now, so go try to find it. Patty, was that plaque heavy? It looks heavy. And I think it came with some cash too, right? And you're spending that on Esplanades or? Only $250,000. Okay, try harder this year. No, that's impressive. Great job, yes. So money to be spent on beautifying Esplanades on 2351 and 518. And oh, you're putting in a thing over the entrance to Stevenson Park too. Yes, that's going to be cool. A little archway, yes. Top workplaces, 2023. Last year, 117,000 employees at 5,302 different companies and organizations in the Houston area filled out surveys, and Houston ended up in one of the top places to work in Houston. So how about that? I mean, that goes to the city also. You can applaud that. That's great, yes. Back to Murad's leadership, Stephen's leadership, this is just a great place to work. I think whenever we have an opening on a city position, and there are 249 employees working in the city right now, whenever we have an opening, we get about 100 applicants in the first day for that one opening, because everybody knows they want to work here. This is a great program, Council for a Day. I like to take credit for this idea. This is the only idea I ever came up with myself since I've been mayor. And I really stole this idea from the city of Kemah. But every year, we have second graders from all the elementary schools. So we rotate through. Now, this year, we have 4 elementary schools that have a second grade. And we rotate them through, and they come through. They identify about 10 second graders to take over the dais and take over our positions for about 15 minutes, and they pass a resolution, and they get to serve on city council for that period of time, and we give them shirts. And I started this program 6 years ago. We've done it 5 years. We skipped the COVID year, but we've done it 5 years. When Letty Brish came in as our new city secretary, she elevated this program about 2 notches better than it ever was. And, you know, these kids get shirts with they even designed their own logo, you know. I mean, it takes me back to my astronaut days. They designed a logo for Council for a Day, Faith. That's pretty cool. And so these students get to come in, you know, mostly second graders. I mean, all second graders, although this kid over here looks like a 10th grader snuck in. I hope nobody knows him. I apologize. I think he's standing on his tiptoes or something. So we've done 3 of the 4 schools. This is all from this year, this school year. And in April, we will have the students from Westwood as the last school to go, I think, this year. We also have Mayor for a Day. We allow organizations like Friendswood Education Foundation, Library Gala, Friends of the Library, to put an auction item in their fundraisers to have somebody come and be mayor for the day. And so we've done that we've done it twice this past year, I guess. Randon Wagner on the left and Oliver Matero on the right. And it's fun. It's fun for me. I tell them, you know, don't ask me too many hard questions, and you can only fire 1 person for the entire day. So none of them have ever fired anybody, so I'm joking. We got a lot of residential development going on. Of course, a lot of people want to live here. I would make you raise your hand if you don't live here, and then I would ask you why not, but you know who you are. We got a lot of houses going up in Friendswood, and there are houses down the street from us for sale. So come on, if you're not living here yet, you should be. First off, we'll go out to Friendswood Trails. Sections 1 and 2 out there, Friendswood Trails, just past Sun Meadow, are complete. They did about 130 homes in sections 1 and 2, and they got about 92 lots, I think, in sections 3 and 4 that they're working on right now. So they'll be putting up homes out there in those sections very quickly, very soon. And we like to have more property on the ground, you know, because it's property taxes. It's supposed to be funny, but I guess not. Does it hurt that bad? Yes, for some people. Avalon is booming out there. They are building houses left and right. I think sections 1 and 2, 172 homes. And section 3 is going to have 123 homes. So there's a lot of lots out there that are being ready to be built on. Georgetown's a plan in development. This is out at the edge of Friendswood. In fact, part of it is in Alvin. Part of the Georgetown, that piece is in Alvin, because here's the line between Friendswood and Alvin. So it's out there almost to Alvin. They are in the stages of developing the plans for that development. I think they may have just started moving a little bit of dirt for some of their detention ponds that they have to put in. And we don't expect them to start building out there too soon because it's a D.R. Horton project, which is the same as Friendswood Trails. So D.R. Horton probably won't start building there until they finish those homes in Friendswood Trails. So, but it's coming. It's great. It's another development out there. Another development, I think about 40 homes out here. It's going to be called Estates at Wilderness Trails. And if you follow this is Wilderness Trails coming down from Greenbrier over here. And it will extend past the end. Well, that's Wilderness Trails right there. It goes further. And this neighborhood will be built right there. Like I said, I think about 40 homes going in that proposed subdivision. Has that even been to you, Rich, at P&Z? Have you talked about that one? You have. So it's in stages of being talked about with planning and zoning. That's good. Commercial development. A lot of us have seen this building going up next to the library. That's the All Britain project. That project is going to be commercial and retail shops on the first floor and Class A apartments on the top 3 floors. So that's going up over there. It's going to have in-house parking garage, which is what they're working on right now, and a swimming pool on the roof. So it's going to be a pretty nice amenity as that thing gets built out there in downtown Friendswood. This is at 1715 South Friendswood Drive. This 4-story building will soon be called the UTMB Medical Center because UTMB is going to have the entire top floor. So Linda Fee, I guess you'll be going here from... You're nodding, okay. I don't know anything about your medical stuff except I heard you'll be there. Yeah, they're going to have 27,000 square feet of UTMB offices on the top floor of this building. So being built out as we speak. We walked by the other day. We saw them lifting drywall up to the 4th floor, so we know they're building out the UTMB spaces and about to close out the outside. There's some panes of glass that must have a supply chain issue that aren't there yet, but they're getting close. So that building's coming along pretty well. Here's what we're really excited about. This is the city center development. This is on 528 on the Harris County side. In fact, this is Clear Creek. Here we are. Black Hawk is over here. Black Hawk is going to be right here. This is going to be about $750 million of development on the ground. It'll take about 4 years probably to build, but it is they've broken ground out there. They're starting to move dirt. And it's going to have 150,000 square feet of medical offices, 200,000 square feet of regular offices, commercial and retail, 500-unit mid-rise apartment complex in the back there. Hotel, thanks Murad, a hotel with a convention center. And in the back, this is going to be a park. This is going to be a city park on the Harris County, the first city park on the Harris County side of Friendswood. And that park is going to have lakes in it for fishing, and there's going to be 5 miles of hiking trails back there, so it's going to be really nice. It's going to be a really nice development. I can't wait for it to start coming up out of the ground. We're excited to see that. And, you know, property taxes, $750 million of property to... It's not paying much in property taxes right now, I can tell you, because there's nothing out there except a bunch of dirt. So big improvement, big improvement. We're excited about that. This industry park project is up off of 2351 and Timber Creek Drive. That's phase 2 was just completed in November. It's some warehouse storage type buildings up there. So good project up on that side of town. All right, Friendswood resident in orbit. This is my 6th State of the City address. I know I'm not getting very good at it, but this is my 6th time doing this. And every year there's been a Friendswood astronaut in space during my address. And a lot of times I was able to contact that person and get them to shoot some video and send it down to us. And Glenda asked me a few weeks ago, she said, Mike, are you going to have some video from space? And I said, no, there's no Friendswood astronaut there yet. So I'm not going to, she said, good, because this thing is too long already. But Matt Dominic launched on March 3rd to space. He's been up there for about 2 weeks. He called me yesterday. Joe and I were out shooting at the Knights of Columbus fundraiser clay shoot, and my phone rings. I got earplugs in, and I'm in between shooting stations, and it says U.S. government. So I feel like I should probably take this. Thankfully, I did, because it was Matt Dominic calling from the space station, and he said, hey, Mike, I wanted to thank you for inviting my wife, Faith, to the State of the City. I said, oh, yeah, I'm very proud to have her. Faith, would you stand up, please? Faith Dominic, everybody. Yes, right. So he said, can I do anything for you? And I said, well, I don't want to ask for anything. We have a stock picture of you in our slideshow. I'll show them what you look like. But actually, we got a better picture, because yesterday he said, what if I got a Friendswood shirt on right now. What if I have one of my crewmates take a picture of me and send that down to you? I said, well, that'd be wonderful. Katie can figure out how to get it into the presentation now that it's already done, but great job, Katie. So That is Matt Dominic. Always proud to have a Friendswoodian up there in space. Call sign Pojo, in case you were wondering. Don't ask me what the background on Pojo is. Maybe Faith can tell us. No? There's no? Not telling me. Okay. But he's up there, so the least we could do is have Faith come to lunch with us, because she's down here. She's doing all the laundry, cutting the grass, picking up kids, doing all that stuff. And it's funny because our granddaughter Patience and her daughter, oh, I'm sorry, I almost said granddaughter, daughter, heaven forbid, her daughter are in the same class. So it's a pretty small world kind of thing. It's awesome. So thanks for being here, Faith. We'll support you while he's up there goofing off in space and having a good old time. Whatever you need. You got my phone number. I'm about to give you Josh Rogers' phone number. But if you get pulled over, don't call it. All right. And as you know, over the history of my doing this for the 6th year, I've liked to identify people who I consider Friendswood legends. And this year is unlike no other. I want to just read a quick list of who the past Friendswood legends are. And there's nothing. There's no plaque. There's nothing. It's just me saying that they're a legend in my mind, and there's no voting on this. It comes straight from my thoughts. So don't ask these people, what did you get? Do you have a green jacket or something? Or no, there's nothing. So let me just read the names. Lori Whitehead, Joyce Baker, Mary Peroni, former library director, Terry Bird, Roger Recker, thank you for being here, Roger, former city manager, Harold Whitaker, Ann Whitaker, Jerry Ross, Walter Wilson, Ron Cox. Did I see your shining head back there? Hey, Ron, good to see you, former city manager. Kim Brizendine, Dave Smith. Dave Smith's over here, former mayor. Tony Banfield, Larry Taylor, Rebecca Hillenberg, and this year, Bob Wieners. Yeah, thank you. Please do stand up for that guy. So I just have to point out one thing. I'm glad that you found these pictures, Katie. I don't know where you found all these, but just to prove that all Bob's decisions weren't perfect, here he is, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Where do we get such men? Anyway, let me read something because I'm not going to try to mangle his bio here. Chief Robert Wieners graduated from Boston State College and the United States Marine Corps Officer Candidate School. He also earned a Master of Arts degree in National Security and Strategic Studies from the College of Naval Command and Staff in 1992. His military career has included assignments to the Fleet Marine Forces, ceremonial and security support in Washington, D.C., and duties as an assistant professor of naval science at Boston University. Prior to his retirement as a lieutenant colonel, Chief Wieners served as the Inspector Instructor, 1st Battalion, 23rd Marines, 4th Marine Division, Houston, Texas. His military decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal with 2 gold stars in lieu of subsequent awards, the Navy Commendation Medal with 1 gold star in lieu of a subsequent award, and the National Defense Service Medal. The Meritorious Service Medals and Navy Commendation Medals were awarded for superior leadership and operational excellence. He has also earned several certificates of commendation and unit awards. Following retirement from the United States Marine Corps, Chief Wieners attended the Alvin Community College Police Academy. In February of 1999, he began his service with the Friendswood Police Department and was selected as the Chief of Police in November 2001. He married his wife Susan in November of 1978. That is more than 45 years, by the way. And has 2 children, Bobby Jr. and daughter Marion. He's now grandfather to Camellia and Michael. So another round of applause for Bob Wieners. Thank you, sir. Bob Wieners was only the 4th chief of police this city has ever had in its history. So Josh is now number 5. It's been handed over from one good chief to the next, I think, for the most part. Well, I wasn't thinking about Josh. I was thinking about maybe some of those ne'er-do-wells that were chief before you, Bob. I'm not sure about them. Okay, all right. No, I think Josh has proven his mettle already. So thank you, Bob, for being here today. And we know you're battling, and we're glad that you're up and around, looking great. Semper Fi. That's it for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.